We are back now from our 17 follow-up file tonight. Tomorrow marks 5 years since the violent tragedy of October 1st, 2017. The horrific shooting rampage at the Route 91 concert in Las Vegas, where 58 people lost their lives, 4 of them from Kern County, and scores were wounded by the gunfire.
But virtually everyone who was there that night and untold numbers who were not still bear the scars. 17's Robert Price has the story.
We like to think time heals all wounds, but the fact is, profound wounds never completely heal. Physical scars, we can try to cover those up and make accommodations for the limitations they may have imposed on our lives. But emotional scars, the pain of intense loss, we can only try to compartmentalize those, distract ourselves, find solace in other places. Time does not heal, but if we're lucky, it helps.
And so it is with the survivors of the senseless Route 91 massacre in Las Vegas, Nevada of October 1st, 2017. And there are many thousands of survivors, including untold numbers who weren't even at the Route 91 festival, but still feel the pain of loss from the night a solitary gunman, for reasons we may never fully understand, foisted his own torment on innocent people. 58 people died, including at least 4 with Kern connections. Bailey Schweitzer, Jack Beaton, Victor Link, and Kelsey Meadows. Rachel Shepard Barlow might have joined them if not for the heroism and quick thinking of 2 people who rushed to her aid, one she knew and one she didn't. The longtime Tehachapi resident talked to 17 News from her home in Nebraska.
I was FaceTiming Jesse at the time that I was shot.
She's talking about Jesse Barlow, her husband-to-be, who at the time was traveling to Italy for a work assignment. They were talking when she was suddenly hurled backward by some unseen force.
He thought that I was maybe a little boozy and dropped my phone, so he wasn't really sure what had happened.
20 minutes would pass before Jesse learned she'd been shot 3 times in a single short burst of gunfire, twice in the upper chest and once in the abdomen. He immediately took a flight back to the U.S. Rachel said she owes her life to 2 people.
The 2 people who stepped in to take care of me, I would have not survived.
One was a friend, Elena Kelly, who stayed with her, helped keep her conscious, and communicated with her family. One was a stranger, Jake Cademo from Ventura, who happened to be running past her group of friends, heard them yelling for medical help, stopped and applied pressure to her wounds.
He is not sure what made him want to stop, but I'm grateful for that.
Rachel was in recovery for 3 years and still has back, chest, and leg issues. And yet she still has trouble believing this horror even took place.
I always feel like I'm telling a lie because it's so intense and crazy that you don't feel like it really happened. Still today, I look back and I see pictures and I almost have to remind myself what I went through.
The event changed her in positive ways, too.
I hate that it takes something like this to create good. I think it's definitely changed me as a person and made me see reality.
That night, 5 years ago, Marcia Bishop was taking photos with her husband Stephen when the first shots rang out. This is an accidental snapshot of her reaction to the sound. She avoided the gunfire but was injured twice trying to escape from the killing field. Her husband took her to another concert less than a week later, hoping it would help put the Route 91 tragedy behind her. The Bakersfield native spoke to 17 News from her new home in Alabama.
He said, you got to get back on the saddle, get going, you got to do it again. You can't let him bring you down.
But healing her mind and her body has been a challenge.
Even to this day, I still take shots in my back. I still see a psychiatrist. I'm still on psych meds. I take antidepressants and stuff like that, and just to get through.
22,000 people were at that concert, but the tragedy ripples outward to family, friends, entire communities. Shane Meserve is deputy director of the Ventura-based nonprofit GiveAnHour.org, which offers support and counseling to the survivors through its Route 91 Heals project. She said there is no easy fix for all of those shattered psyches, no easy path except by way of the patience and understanding of friends and supporters.
Make sure that you have a community around you that surrounds you with love, even when they might think, why isn't she over it yet? Or why isn't he over it yet? So the lessons are that these can last the rest of your life. These traumatic experiences can affect you for the rest of your life, and that's okay.
Some 534 tickets to the Route 91 festival were sold to Kern County residents, and hundreds from Bakersfield were there when the gunfire erupted.
5 years later, many survivors have stopped trying to figure out why. Much of life defies understanding, and there's no better example of that than Route 91. The best sanity-preserving strategy? Gratitude for what was, what is, and what hope the future may hold. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
Meantime, members of the local cycling community will take place in a bike ride tomorrow, honoring the victims of the Las Vegas shooting. That ride is 58 miles long, 1 mile for each of the 58 people who lost their lives. The bike ride was organized by Bakersfield resident Joel Shaddy, who was at that concert with his wife, Kathy. It starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning at Beach Park in Bakersfield. The public is encouraged to attend.